Okay, so I'm recording the Veti tier list, like I said. I really like making tier lists, so I thought, why not? Now, of course, before we start, this is like my opinion, so some stuff you might disagree with, I guess. I don't know. If you disagree with me, you're probably wrong, so I consider this the correct, accurate tier list. So let's start. Now, Veti units, this is the May playtest, so it's definitely going to change. Everything here is going to change. Let's start with a really strong unit, I think, Remnants. I think Remnant is the best Veti unit. I think it's pretty much the unit that's worth using the sacrifice on, or the consecration. I'll probably just call it sacrifice. So this is probably the best unit Veti has, I think, because it attacks both air and ground. It does a lot of damage, like really, really a lot of damage. So I think this is super good. You'd always use sacrifice on these guys. I think one guy can burst the pillager from like full HP, just kill it. Really sick unit. Probably, I think Veti in the current patch is weak, like really weak. But if they get buffed, this unit is definitely in need of some nerfing. I think it only costs 800. It is decent HP if it lets me select it. And as I said, it attacks both ground and air. It's basically like only bad against infantry, but otherwise just kills everything else. Even super tanky unit die to it really quickly. Let's do a D tier, I guess. We did one S tier. A D tier unit probably would be Messenger. I think Messenger is creating a lot of issues for Veti because this unit is not viable. Like it's not viable at all. You cannot use it. It's not usable. And the issue with this is you have no anti-air air unit. Like you have the Constellation which attacks air units as well, but the primary role is not killing air units. Like this shoots ground and air, so it will always lose to other fighters like Dragonflies and Peacekeeper. The messenger should be able to compete in theory with the Peacekeeper and the Dragonfly, but it cannot really compete with anything. Honestly, I don't think it can compete with anything. So it just creates these situations where playing against Dynasty, for example, and they just go air units. You have no air unit of your own to kill them, so you cannot really go air. You can't make any air unit because only because of this unit. I think this is currently the biggest issue that Veti has is this unit being unviable. Yeah, it's a big problem. Okay, what else can we do? I guess we can do Ogre as well. This is the Firefly Specialist. I also think is D tier. Now what this guy does is he gives you vision if you sacrifice. He also gets a crazy range if you sacrifice. But he doesn't have that much ammo, and he doesn't do that much damage. And is it really worth building a commander just to get vision when you also need to sacrifice? I don't think you. I don't see any uses for this guy like at all. I think he's really, really bad. I've tried making him against levelers because Veti loses to levelers. If you make levelers, you just beat them. So I tried making him to counter it, but yeah, he doesn't do anything. Okay, what else can we do now? Hmm. I guess we can do Aegis. This is one of the better commanders. I put this one in A tier. Now he is expensive at 1800, but he has the defense boost ability. He can attack both ground and air, which is nice. He does decent damage, which is nice. Doesn't have ammo, so he doesn't need a sacrifice, which is also nice. And he gives you an ability to boost defense for your units. 25%, which is really, really sick. Good AoE. He's kind of slow, so that's a weakness, but he has a lot of HP for a commander. He's really solid. I really like this guy. It's my favorite commander. We can do this one. I don't even know that. I think this guy's called Ascended or something. So that's your second build queue. This guy, I think, is quite bad. Maybe I am wrong. I am not sure. Having a second build queue sounds nice on paper, but you have to pay 2300 for it, so it's not cheap. That's a big downside. And like by the time you unlock him, do you really want a second build queue? That's kind of my issue with him. I don't see any use for him unless you're playing like a really big, rich map. like very very late game where you can put like turrets. But to be honest, I don't think he's bad. He's as bad as these guys, so I might move him to C tier. I might add another tier. I'm not sure. Cultivator, I'll probably put also in C tier. My biggest issue with this guy is he has short range and he's really squishy. His ability also costs 500, which is honestly not worth paying for the ability. Like it doesn't do that much damage and it's not tanky. Like if you spawn it in an army, it just dies instantly and you just paid 500 cash for nothing. He also has 500 HP, I believe. Really squishy. So not worth it. Not as bad as these guys, but not worth it. Constellation. What do I think about this unit? Now, in isolation, I think this unit is not bad. It has one weakness, which is the ammo takes forever to reload. Which is a weakness a lot of Veti units has. But the biggest issue with this unit is probably the messenger being so bad. You cannot make this against Dynasty because Dragonfly just beat it because you have no like anti-air unit. You cannot make it against GTF because Shield Maidens and Peacekeeper will just beat it because again you have no air units to actually fight the Peacekeepers or the Dragonfly. And the second weakness, of course, is the ammo. So it has really good burst, like really strong burst, but then once it's out of ammo, it does like no damage. I'm tempted to put it in B tier, but I don't know if that's like a too high for it. I don't think it's as bad as these, especially that it's really strong in Vetimir, like actually super strong. Because Veti doesn't have any long range anti-air themselves, so they cannot really kill this guy. Like if you again, it goes back to messengers being like really not usable. Because if messengers were good, then Veti Mirror will be slightly better because you cannot just spam this guy, you know? You see your enemy going for this, you can go for messenger, just kill them. But since messenger doesn't really do much of anything, this guy does really well in Veti Mirror. I guess I'll put it into B tier. I think if it just needs a slight buff to the ammo reload speed, and then if this guy is good, it will probably be more usable. Shepherd. On paper, Shepherd is really like OP, but in practice, when I get to use it, I felt like it did not do much of anything. Now, what does Shepherd even do? He basically infects the enemy units or whatever it's called, and then you can transform them into enlightened. But he's really slow. He's not that tanky. His attack range is really, really low. So I don't know. I'm not sure I like this unit to be honest. On paper he should be like A tier. But when I got to use it I did not have any success with him. Maybe it's just lack of experience because we did not play enough. I'll put him in B tier for now. But this is the one thing that I'm not really sure about. I might need another tier to be honest. I might put another tier below A tier. I think so. Just put it above, but whatever, we can just move this guy here. And call this S minus S. So yeah, this probably makes more sense. Venom at D tier. I don't see any situation where I want to make this unit. I don't know. It costs 4k and it has ability of to summon the caretaker and an ability to sacrifice, consecrate the enemies around it. But first of all, it's really expensive. It has short range, which means it's really easy to snipe. And then it goes back to messenger not being good. So since this unit is not good, you cannot really contest air to air with other factions. So you have nothing to defend this with, so that's an issue. And the abilities I don't think are good. Like, why would you want to summon Caretaker this late into the game? I don't see any time when I want to summon a Caretaker. Two Caretaker. I think it's not. I think it's like 3k ability or something. I haven't used this unit like ever this beta to be honest. I think that's how bad it is. They're just so expensive, and it doesn't really do much of anything. I think it needs like a lot of range to be good. Because the weapon is not great. It has like 4 ammo or something. So the weapon is really bad. So if it should function as a support unit, I think it really needs like a lot of range. So just stay out of enemy air units or like just not die. Because at the moment, anything on the from the enemies can just kill it. At 2600, I don't think anything like if you attack with this thing, even Havocs can shoot it. So yeah, it has like no range. So that's the issue, and it's really, really, really expensive. If you lose this thing, it's huge. And so yeah, I think it just should be buffed to have like, I don't know, 4K range, maybe even more to be honest. As long as the gun is weak, I think having a lot of range is cool because it doesn't matter. It's just a support unit, you just want it to stay in the back. Now we have the engineer. What do I think of the? I feel like Veti's engineer is slower than other factions engineer, but I'm not really sure about this one. I cannot confirm, but it feels like it's slower. But it does disable any units that it attacks. So that is quite sick. I might just put it into B tier. I think it's slightly better than other factions engineer. I mean, it depends. I think GDF engineer might be better being able to put a tower down. This guy can disable units. It's kind of good if one unit tries to snipe him and then you can save him, or like in small engagements. But Seekers are not great in small engagements, so I don't know. We'll just keep him in B tier, I think. War Ender probably goes in C minus. I think this unit is really good. It depends on the matchup. Like, I think it's not great against Dynasty, because it dies too quickly to like MLRSs and Volcanic tanks just shooting it from really far away. Dynasty has a lot of cannon damage. But against GDF, it's really solid, like really good against GDF. Same tank against GDF. Now, I think it will never get in range to attack against GDF, but like the threat of the unit is really good because they have to keep running away from it, so they have to keep moving. So that's really good for you. And if the unit ever hits, it will pretty much kill anything GDF has in one attack, except air units, of course, it doesn't shoot air. And it also has a really, really strong ability, the rocket barrage, which pretty much kills everything. So this is it's very good in Veti mirrors. It's very good versus GDF. It's probably only like bad against Dynasty, but that's it. So yeah, pretty solid units, really good. You should probably always make it if you can afford it, and even against Dynasty, I would say just make it. Because the threat of the unit is really nice. If you can control it, the fact that the enemy has to stay away from it is really good for you. Okay, Rev the Gorgons. I don't know where to place this unit. Now, this unit is good. It does a bajillion damage, it has a blink, but it's really expensive, and Veti feels quite weak where you cannot even get to the late game to the point where you can actually make this unit. Now, I hate the fact that it crushes stuff, because like the blink crushing of infantry is really obnoxious to play against, I feel. But I'd probably put it into A tier. It's one of those like really good units if you can get to it. I think it's also quite bad against Dynasty. It just get bursted again. But against GTF or Veti, it's really good in Veti mirrors. Against GTF, I think it's quite good as well. You can also blink and then use Tempest Ward on it, which is very good. Like very, very good in the late game. Okay, so this is the building drone. This is the drone that appears when you're building stuff, but if the enemy kills it, the building stops. So I actually think this is D tier. I think this is I think Veti has the worst building system of all factions. Because for Dynasty you just build and then the stuff just comes up. So if you're building a turret, you can just put it from full HP anywhere, which is quite strong. It's really the best in terms of like a turrets defenses. And as GDF, there's building sites, which are also kind of hard to kill because the building sites usually build quickly. They have a lot of HP, and if the building finishes, the turret is like full HP. So if GDF is building like a turret and then you try to kill it, but you don't kill it, you basically wasted a lot of damage. But these guys are super fucking easy to kill, and then if you kill them, the building just stops building. So yeah, I think these are the worst. So I'll put these at D tier. Now we have the Thunderbolt, which is a transport, which I will put into A tier. Now, I actually think this unit is really good in general. Probably the best transport. I mean, Crane can go invisible, but this one can carry the War Ender, which is crazy, like super OP. But I think if you don't count the War Ender interactions, I think everything else is gonna be fine. But I still think it's good because it's like no risk on this unit. Like you can put a bunker in your base, put units inside it, and send this thing in. If they kill it, then you do not lose anything, so it's fine. Uh, Once messengers probably get fixed, I think this unit might see more play. Now wardens. Where do I put wardens? Controversial. Some people say this unit is really OP, but I think these are just usually bad players because I think this unit is not great. It's quite strong in the early game, like the first 5 minutes of the game. I think the warden does really well because it's very tanky, but that's it. Like warden does one thing, it just tanks damage. I think the attack is really bad. It takes forever to attack. The damage is nothing crazy either. Like if there's a medic, you cannot kill a single unit in the medic healing with warden. It never. It's quite funny. It doesn't matter because it attacks so slowly that unit will just heal. It's very slow. If you could just compare this thing to the pillager, yeah, I would rather have a pillager probably because the pillager suicide is quite underrated. Like when the pillager die, it explodes. So it can clear garrisons, for example, when it just dies, which is quite nice. But this guy cannot clear garrisons almost like ever, honestly. Like you need to have so many wardens to be able to clear a garrison because he attacks so slowly and units heal inside garrisons. So like beyond the first 5 minutes of the game, his tankiness just becomes irrelevant because the enemy usually just have enough bursts to just kill it now. Like it doesn't matter how tanky it is in the late game. In the early game, of course, early skirmishes, a really tanky unit is nice. But once the early game is over, the enemy has enough damage to just kill it. It just dies. It also got nerfed a lot, I think. And without arcing, it doesn't function. Like I don't think it's functional without arcing. So needing a doctrine to make a unit work is also a weakness in my opinion. I'll put it into B tier. It's not like awful or anything. It's your only tank, so it's you have to use it. But yeah, I don't think it's great. This one is the repair drone. I'll probably put this into A tier. Repair drone, you get it sometimes when you use luminary apparently to sacrifice or some units. I'm honestly not sure. But repair is always nice, so getting repair drone is nice. It's free basically. You know, you get it when enlightened dies. So it's quite nice. Anything free is good, yeah? Then it repairs your unit. This is the combat one, which I'll probably put into either B or C tier. The issue with this unit, I felt like when I got it, sometimes it just died instantly. Like I don't recall ever getting it and it doing anything, but I did get it a few times to be honest. I'll put it into C tier. I'm not really sure on these drones, you know, so it might change. My opinion might change. Okay, Seekers. Where do I put Seekers? Now Seekers are weird because they're very good early game as a harassment unit. Because they're quite fast for a tier 1 unit and they have explosive damage. So they can kill buildings. But they completely suck at fighting other infantry. Because they can just miss like the grenadiers. And they have like half HP of a grenadier while costing 300. So it's really good at the early game because you can just kill spikes, kill dynasty wheels. They're probably less good against GDF. I think like against GDF sentinels are really good counter to them. They're not even good harassment because they can just make one sentinel and then that's it. That denies your whole aggression. I'll probably put them into B tier. I think B tier is fair. I think they just need something to be good in engagement. Because at the moment, Veti cannot like contest TPCs ever because of this guy. Because he just gets kited forever. Golem, my favorite Veti unit. I'll probably put this guy in A tier. I'll put him here. What do I think about Golem? He is he's expensive. That's his biggest weakness. So let's say Golem biggest weakness is that it's expensive. Like for an infantry, it's really expensive. 1100 is crazy considering how weak Veti economy is. But otherwise, I think it's solid. I don't think it's as good as this guy because when you get it, you get both of these. It's sometimes a much better idea to just spam this guy than make any golems. But golem is really cool. It disables enemy vehicles, like anything it attacks, it disables. So that's sick. It has the anti-air aura, quite sick. It has 700 HP. which is very tanky. It only has 2200 attack range though, so it's not great. But hey, not bad. It's not bad. I really like this unit. It's 8 tier, of course, it's quite good. But the only thing that's holding it back, I think, is the price. Because it's not spammable. Like, you cannot really make too... If you ever try to make too many of these guys, you will feel it in your economy. Your production will stop. You will have no money. Okay, subjugators. Probably put those in C tier. Now, this unit I really tried to make work. Like, I really tried my hardest to make work. They're basically Havocs. They cost 750. They have a really big weakness, which is the ammo. So that's a huge weakness because they run out of ammo really quickly, like in 3 attacks, I believe, and then the reload is super, super, super slow. Like really bad. They have okay AoE, okay damage, uh, okay speed. So as you it's just they're just okay, but they are affected by Tempest. So unlike Warden, they're not immune to Tempest, which is like very annoying to be honest. Because as Veti, you always want to fight on Tempest if you can. So this guy just preventing you from doing that is really annoying. It feels quite bad in tier 1. That's one weakness. The ammo is another weakness, which I already talked about. And then I just think I think unlike Havocs are faster than it and they have like more damage. I don't know if they actually have more damage or if they don't, but they feel like they have more damage because you can make more Havocs because you're Dynasty, so you can have like 10 War Factories. And they have Dynamo, which Dynamo is like ridiculously OP. It's like double DPS. But so the Havoc scale well into the late game, so you don't feel bad about making a Havoc. But if you make this guy, he doesn't scale like at all, unlike the Havocs. He's just an early game unit. So that feels bad. And then he's 750, so he's not like expensive or anything. It's okay. It's fairly priced. But yeah, I think it just needs a little bump in like almost everything in my opinion. Like maybe make it immune to Tempest. It definitely needs faster reload. Like that's not debatable, I think. You know this one. Definitely needs faster reload. And then I'm not sure if it needs more damage. Maybe the damage is fine. Like maybe just immune to Tempest, faster reload. And then we can see how this unit goes. Maybe more HP. I would like it to just be better in everything, even if it costs more. Like I wouldn't mind paying more and then seeing this unit being better. I might rearrange the units at the end between the caretakers. I don't know how to rank this unit. It's good for expansion. I mean, if you rank it based on how easy it is to expand, I'll put this in A tier. Because like for Dynasty, you need to capture something or move Rake's full beard radius. For GDF, you need to drop a beacon, but this guy can just go anywhere, expand. You know what? I'll put it in S minus actually. Being able to expand anywhere is quite sick. It's quite good strength for Betty has. Enlightened S tier. Why are these units S tier? Because they're free. Okay, why can I not select units in S tier? There we go. Because they're free. Oh, I have to scroll up. First of all, they're free. And the whole faction revolves around the sacrifice. They, of course, you can get them to boost your tech, your towers, and blah blah blah. But why I place them S tier is not really for this. It's for their first of all they tank because they spawn in the army, like the enemy armies. For example, they're super good against trebuchet because if they spawn in between the enemy infantry and then the trebuchet just shoots them, it kills the GDF army. And then if you get the grenade doctrine, which you should probably always get, they are super sick. They're basically free grenadiers. Of course, they have less HP. I think they have more HP than Seekers, actually, which is quite funny. But they are super good. Lovely unit, to be honest. Definitely deserves of S tier. Phantom Artillery, C tier. Man, I tried to make this unit so many times because you would think it's like insane against GDF, but I think it just sucks, to be honest. It costs 1800. It has 3800 range. It does 200 damage per attack, which is high, but it attacks once every 4 seconds, which is awful. Because that's like 50 DPS. You know, 50 explosive DPS is probably the same as a Seeker. I don't know how, like, the exact numbers, but it's probably close to this unit. It's super slow. It doesn't have good range. It attacks once every few years. The damage is not that good for like an artillery. It's tier 3 late game stuff. AoE is not that good for also like how high tech this unit is, and like everything about this unit is probably weak. Yeah, every stat is probably weak. We have acolytes, probably A tier. Solid unit, cost 300. Does good damage. Does more damage for unit affected by Tempest, by the way, 40%. Same for this guy. I did not mention that. So that's quite nice. Uh, it's slow. It doesn't have like mobility like missile troopers. So it's easy to kill because it's squishy, but it's fine. I think it's quite good. If you split them, they do a lot. I think they do cannon damage as well, unlike the other infantry, which does rocket damage. So that's quite nice versus tanks early game. Cannon damage is usually better, I think. In some cases, of course. It's probably worse against infantry, but better against vehicles. But they're basically, you make them to kill vehicles, so they do their job. Luminary, another C tier. Now, Luminary, you can only use it for sacrifice. And it gives you the repair drone, which is just nice. Who wouldn't want to have a repair drone? But it costs 1800, which is ridiculously overpriced for this unit. It has 3 attacks, and I think it generally takes 1 minute to reload. I'm not even joking at this point. Like, I remember testing the reload on this thing. If you watch my guide, you will see it. It's like ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. I know that it can sacrifice, but you wouldn't want to sacrifice on itself, if that makes sense. Like, why would I want to sacrifice on the Luminary? I'd rather just sacrifice to boost these guys. And if these guys are not close to my Luminary, that he's not going to get the sacrifice. So the weapon is basically useless. Almost useless. It can attack air units, by the way, but it's a neat trick if some people don't know. But the gun is almost useless. The cost is super high. The range is not that good for a support unit. I think a lot of very support units, like the Venema, just have bad range. So they're not good at being supports because they die. So that guy does suffer from this sometimes. Like if you have no frontline, he just dies. Like if your warden die, then this guy dies. So being a support with a very bad gun and really expensive, it just feels bad. Yeah, definitely in need of a buff. Like definitely. It probably needs to cost less and then more range maybe. It just needs something. I'm honestly not even sure about this unit. And then the Arc D tier. This is probably a useless unit. You only make this one if your caretaker dies, because you need the build radius to expand. It can put mines as well. But I don't think anyone ever used this, and people don't even know what it does. But it is bad. Like it is this bad. So it's justified. It costs 2k, which is more than a salvage van. But then it doesn't have repair. I think I talked about this unit a lot before because it's really bad. The gun is not great. It doesn't have good range, by the way. It's super bad range. I think it's like 3k. 3k for a static defense that costs 2k is crazy. Because a lot of stuff just outrange it, you know? Like if you're playing against GDF, and the Hunter tanks will just kill it. So, yeah, I don't know. This needs a lot of stuff to be good, I think. Yeah, this is probably the tier list. Now, these two I would not change, like swap them. I think this is also fair. I think this, I might put this guy, I don't know how good this guy is. So let's just keep him at the end of the A tier. I think I might put, okay, so let's arrange this one. So Warden is probably the best B tier. And then you have Seekers, maybe. I'm not really sure about Shepherd, so I keep it this way. And then this guy I probably put kind of low. I don't really use him. So we put this at the front. Uh, Maybe Phantom Artillery also here. And then these. I mean, I use these because you kind of have to, but I don't really use these. Okay. Then Messenger probably the worst unit in Veti Arsenal. Repair drones are really bad, so I keep them here as well. Dominion Arc has uses when your caretaker dies, so it's probably the best D tier unit, but it's like 2k is crazy. And then this guy is really bad. Then Venom is also really bad. Yeah. I think this is a good tier list. Now let me know what you think. Uh, Final look at it. Yeah, I do like it. I think it's pretty accurate. Gorgon is the one unit that is, I think, is good, but it's just expensive, so it's hard to get to. I am comfortable putting it into 8. It's also good against Dynasty and Veti Mirror. So 2 matchup in the 3. And it's good against GDF if they make Trebuchet, actually. So yeah, just a good late game unit. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, so that's it for my tier list.